Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, What Lex Has on Her Mind. If you haven't guessed by the title of my channel, it's basically where I tell you what I have on my mind. Today I'm going to be reacting to this documentary called Real Life Teens, Teens and Disability. So without further ado, I am going to start the video.
My life isn't what I see on the news.
It's not a magazine ad or a music video.
My life is unique. I am learning who I am.
Where I stand.
How I fit in. Real life is bigger than fantasy.
This is real life.
People who are autistic here, they're treated so much better.
I really dislike meeting new people and having them stare at me and things like that.
Well, I have a friend that's deaf.
I said, well, I only have 6 fingers because I was in a car accident.
Don't look at what's wrong with them. Look at the great things about them.
This is real life.
So what that boy just said really resonates with me, because a person's disability doesn't define who they are. Dealing with disabilities. This was in 2007.
Dealing with disabilities, no matter the age of the disabled person, takes special care.
These children.
Okay, so real quick, when they say dealing with disabilities takes special care, really frustrates me, because dealing with somebody with special needs implies that they need to be dealt with, and people with a different ability, let's just say different ability, because I hate disability because that means that there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with somebody with a disability, and implying that there is stupid, because everybody has a disability, and everybody with disability should be treated with respect. Moving on.
And it's surprising to me that how they live, because one of the students had a recessive disorder.
In this already complicated world, having a family member, a friend, or a loved one who is disabled takes special care and patience.
They have about equal. People in wheelchairs aren't that out there. They're about the same as us.
In this episode, we'll discuss dealing with disability.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused what she means by out there, like people with different abilities who want to do the exact same things that normal able-bodied people want to do. And I don't know if I'm going to agree with anything in this video, but I guess we're going to see.
Well, I have a friend that's deaf.
There's one blind girl here.
Her parents had to come to deaf.
There's one blind girl here.
Her parents had to come support her, and every step of the way, and she can't provide for herself.
I only have 6 fingers because I was in a car accident.
In my class, there was this girl who was almost blind.
We'll discuss how to understand a disabled student.
So she...
Real quick, so is this video going to talk about how you approach someone? Or are they just going to talk about the random people that have disabilities? Because I could point out random disabilities about quote-unquote normal people all day too. Just saying. Okay, let's move on.
She had to have a machine and a technician with her to read the papers.
We treat her with a lot of respect because she has a hard time getting around to school.
And it's really hard for me.
So you don't treat her with respect because she's a human being, but because she has difficulties just like everyone else.
Me to communicate with them because I don't know sign language.
We'll discuss why those with certain types of disabilities are called special.
Okay, one real quick thing is that, again, I do not like the word special because everybody's special in their own way, and I really wish that they would say differently abled. Anyways.
When we first had Michael, when I was about 5, like I completely despised the fact that my parents were calling this baby special because he didn't look any.
I agree with him. Just saying, let's see what he has to say.
Special because he has Down syndrome.
We'll discuss showing respect and helping those who are disabled.
A lot of kids.
Shouldn't you just help somebody regardless if they are differently abled than you or not? It's a question. Please leave your answer in the comments and please give this video a thumbs up if you agree with me.
And trying to help them, experience the same things that we experience, maybe in a little bit of a different way is, really important to me.
ADD, one of my cousins, his case is more severe than the other, and he's actually a senior, so he's graduating too this year.
And special education.
My mom was a special ed teacher. She would talk about their needs and how, it made her happy.
So, I know this has nothing to do with the video, but real quick. When I was in high school, I took normal classes. I even took accelerated classes. And yet, kids that were in the same classes as me, they would think that I would be in the sped ed classroom because I was quote unquote different. But I'm like, dude, I'm in the same class as you. I probably have a higher IQ than you. But anyways, I think special ed classes are good, but bad because they put stereotypes on people with disabilities. Let's move on.
Or when something went wrong, how she was upset.
And my mom actually, she works with autistic preschoolers.
There was like a special ed class, which I suppose was composed of people with no disabilities.
In this episode of Real Life Teens, we'll discuss how special education classes are comprised of a variety of In this episode of Real Life Teens, we'll discuss how special education classes are comprised of a variety of special needs students. We'll talk about being friends with a disabled person or being one yourself. We'll discuss showing respect and helping a disabled student.
Anybody else
Let's
doesn't
get
like this
started.
lady's voice, please leave a comment below. Coping with disabilities.
A disability can be physical or psychological.
Her memory and her age and her maturity level would downgrade.
There are many kinds of disabilities, and as many ways to help deal with them.
A lot of the times, you just got to open your arms. You have to be open to helping them and,
Just real quick, again, you don't have to deal with somebody with disabilities. Just be there for them and treat them like you would treat anybody else with a relationship, because if you tell somebody that you're dealing with their disability, living with them, or being their friend, then they're not going to feel like a real person. They're going to feel like a charity case. Nobody wants to feel dealt with, if you know what I mean.
seeing their point of view because, a lot of people, especially teenagers nowadays, we sometimes take a lot of things for granted.
Disabilities can manifest at birth, at an early age, or later in life.
And by the time she reaches 5 years old, she's pretty much disabled.
Having a disability means you need help providing for yourself.
you have to work harder for it.
Okay, just real quick. Having a disability does not mean that you need help providing for yourself. You might need help dealing with day-to-day things like transitioning from a walker to a wheelchair or something like that, but you don't need help with that aspect in that way. Like, I'm trying to think because, like, my disability affects me physically. So, I don't need help emotionally because I'm pretty damn smart. Like, when I was 5 years old, my IQ, not to brag, was at 15 and a half years of age. So I definitely don't need help, like, coping with life and help figuring things out because I got it. But I do need help, just like in any other relationship. People need help with things that they can't do by themselves. So this lady who is narrating needs to chill out.
And then you have to accept what you can't do.
And she doesn't remember as much, and so she's living pretty much a.
Just real quick, another thing is, if you have a disability and you want to be independent, sorry for me raising my voice, but you never, ever, and I mean ever, have to accept something that you can't do. Because having a disability is not a limitation. It is a part of who you are. So if you want to be independent, keep pushing. Prove these people wrong that is in this video from 2007 because, of course, there is several things that people who have differently abled bodies can do that quote-unquote normal people cannot do.
Life where her parents had to come support her and every step of the way, and she can't provide for herself.
In knowing another student with a disability, we can gain greater respect for ourselves.
To like think that here, like I'm worrying like where I'm gonna go. Think that here, like I'm worrying like where I'm gonna go, where he doesn't like he's not even like going anywhere basically.
Future choices, like what college to go to, may be difficult for disabled teens.
She just doesn't know what to do, and to see her like that, it's kind of surprising that kind of like we live, that we take for granted because we can be able to walk and remember and learn and go to college, whereas other people can't do that because they have some disorder.
So I agree that people who do not have quote-unquote disabilities that are differently abled do not take life step by step, and they are pretty self-centered. But people who are differently abled than quote-unquote normal people, they accept it and they don't dwell on it. At least in my experience, that's what I try to do. It's not dwell on it, but if something happens to a normal individual, then that's when things go wrong, if that makes sense.
By appreciating our gifts, we can help not only ourselves, but others learn to understand a disabled student. That's next. Most of us know at least one person with a serious disability.
Like one of my friend's sister, she.
Again, I can't say this enough, but everybody has a disability. Everybody is differently abled, than everybody else. So, say my disability is CP, but your disability is that you can't catch a ball, but you can throw it. Like you're not good at sports, but you're really good at interpreting them or something like that.
As like a muscular I forgot what the disease was called, but she was born with it. From her hip down, she can't really move.
Disabilities that limit movement often do not limit mental strength.
Their mind is just like ours. They're human in every way, and they deserve to be treated like that.
So
Amen. Like I am so happy that this boy was like, they're human in every way. Like, I have so much respect for him. He was definitely above his time, and like, it's just amazing to see this because people don't really see that with people who are differently abled from themselves. They see as somebody that has something missing, as though as not somebody who can contribute equally to society. Everybody contribute equally to society, but in a different way.
but I think mentally she's stronger than every one of us because the things that make her upset, the things that normally make us upset wouldn't even bother her.
Students with disabilities have it much harder than regular teens.
Everything's hard.
Again, everybody's life is different, and saying that a differently abled person has it easier than normal people is full of crap. Because God gives you what you can take.
Harder. It just ends up you have to work harder for it.
Dealing with a
Amen.
disability on a daily basis may lead a teen to have a higher tolerance level.
High tolerance level for mental and physical pain.
Treating students who are challenged
I agree
mentally or
with that.
physically with
I do with
respect
that.
shows that you care and are being supportive to them.
Just seeing those people, I develop more respect for them because they have to go through so much more than what normal people without disabilities have to go through. Have to go through so much more than what normal people without disabilities have to go through.
Those with disabilities are forced to live their lives in a different way. What may seem like a regular activity can be extremely difficult. A disabled person competes with a person who is not disabled in a different way, and they are therefore called special. That's next.
This is the part I'm really interested in.
Actually, I have a little brother who's 13. I would love to I would love to say I always play basketball with him. I always watch. I take him to movies. I hang out with his friends, but I can't say that because he has Down syndrome.
Children with Down syndrome or any
So just because your brother has Down syndrome, you can't hang out with him? Seems like a crappy brother.
type of retardation may have difficulty.
Another word that I struggle with is retardation. Like, no one is stupid. They might have limitations with their mental capacity, but that does not mean they're stupid. It would surprise you what people with disabilities can and cannot do.
Doing the activities that regular kids do. The treatment of these disabilities may vary throughout the world.
He's mentally retarded, and the treatment they have in India is nothing compared to the treatment that we have.
Children with Down syndrome may seem intelligent, yet they are special. Hence the word special.
It's a son who has Down syndrome, and
Differently able. Say it with me. Differently
people
able.
who are autistic here, they're treated so much better than they are like back in India.
Children with autism are also called special because they require a special environment in which to succeed.
And
Okay, they don't require a special environment, they require a different environment. Just like people who get anxiety when taking tests, can't handle loud noises, stuff like that. I don't know, I have 3, I only had 2 points, but anyways, let's continue.
my mom actually, she works with autistic preschoolers and just really young kids and everything. So
Didn't he
whenever she
already
goes
say
to them
that?
and she visits, I'm like, it seems that her like sole purpose there is to help them out.
The people who work with special needs kids play an important role in our society.
She would talk about their needs and how, you know, it made her happy, or when something went wrong, how she was upset. But there's no reason not to think of them as, people like us.
Helping others to understand why those with
I'm sorry, but didn't his statement just contradict what he just said? Leave a comment below if you think he just contradicted what he just said. Sorry, I'm very OCD. Also with my cerebral palsy, I am OCD, and I have scoliosis, so I have 3 different diagnosed disabilities. So, there we go.
disabilities behave or appear a certain way makes way for us to show respect and to help those who are disabled. That's next.
Differently abled.
Some teens with disabilities may feel self-conscious. Having to go through life with a disability may be difficult, and those around them.
Okay, the reason why they feel self-conscious is because their peers and their family makes them feel self-conscious. When I was born, my neurologist told my mom, if you treat her like a normal kid, she'll act like a normal kid. If you treat somebody like they are different, they are going to act like they are different, and we are never going to put these people in society. We're going to keep marginalizing them. And them, I'm talking about I, me, myself. But I also want to stress that everybody who has cerebral palsy or scoliosis or OCD or whatever their disability is, they do not all act alike. So, please take what I am saying with a grain of salt and learn from what I am saying. And say, you know what? They may be special, but who cares? No, not special. Different. Sorry, I just corrected myself. See, I'm even learning myself.
Should be supportive.
It impedes me, it's definitely mentally, because I'm really self-conscious, like, not now, not around my friends, but, like, I really dislike meeting new people and, like, having them stare at me and things like that.
Even a minor disability.
So, I agree with her, like, I don't like meeting new people per se, because I don't like the attention. But, here's a caveat. If you see me around, and I am in my walker, please do not hesitate to come up to me and ask me questions, because I would gladly answer your questions. Then you go around and talk behind my back, because that it's not cool.
Like missing fingers, can greatly affect a teen's life. Imagine how difficult it must be to be deaf or blind. Well, I have a friend that's deaf, trying to help them, experience the same things that we experience, maybe in a little bit of a different way is, really important to me. Where to work for a disabled teen may be a consideration.
And she said, "Is there anything in here that that you think you can't do? Is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to do this? Lift 50 pounds, stand for 8 hours, things like that." I said, "Well, I only have 6 fingers because I was in a car accident." And she says, "Okay." And then she kind of scribbled something down. And I was like, "All right, that's the end of that."
When a candidate for a job is disabled, special laws are upheld so that the person has a good chance of getting the job. When searching for a job, think about the qualities that you do
Does
have.
anybody know what that act is called? The first person who can tell me what that act is called will get a comment from me.
Teens
Bonus
with ADD
points.
have many advocates in society, and some work environments are geared toward diversity.
ADD,
Like what?
One of my cousins, his case is more severe than the other, and he's actually a senior, so he's graduating too this year.
Even the law shows respect and understanding to those who are disabled, because it's not the disabled person's fault that they have special needs.
Why would it be their fault?
It's not his fault, he doesn't realize what's going on, and she just works really hard to make everyone else understand.
Those with special needs who choose to work with others who have special needs are greatly appreciated in special education. Those who work with the disabled must be understanding, or they may understand because they have gone through it themselves. Next we will discuss special education.
I thought they were already discussing that. Like 2 episodes, 2 sections ago.
And when we first had Michael, when I was about 5, I completely despised the fact that my parents would call this baby special because he didn't look any special.
Down syndrome children need a positive environment in which to thrive. One of these classes is generally called special.
Sorry, but all children need a positive environment to thrive. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, purple, differently abled, normally abled, I don't care. You need a positive environment to thrive. I wish I could talk to this lady who is narrating, but I can't. So, let's continue.
Education.
There's like a special ed class, which I suppose is composed of people with mental disabilities.
Teens with disabilities may feel awkward with teens who do not have disabilities.
Only if you make them
generally
awkward.
I don't know, I just don't bring it up and stuff, and then it's just general awkwardness.
Especially to children or teens with disabilities, love and acceptance of them regardless is crucial.
Michael showed me that my family is capable of unconditional love. To love someone despite all their flaws, and all their disabilities.
Amen.
Regardless, if you have a disability or are friends with the youth in special education, acceptance of yourself and your limitations will be a key to your success.
Oh, no one sees me the way I would probably see myself. I don't know, it's not as big a deal.
We've discussed how to help and show respect to a disabled teen and the importance of respect for yourself and others who may be in need of support.
We're on the conclusion. Thank God.
Going through high school with a disability may be difficult. With support from friends, relatives, teachers, it can be made easy.
Because, a lot of people, especially teenagers nowadays, they take a lot of things for granted. A lot of kids, don't get. And, trying to help them, experience the same things that we experience, maybe in a little bit of a different way is, really important to me.
Many teens say that their life as a teenager is difficult.
So, I just want to bring up, my most influential teacher in high school was Miss J. Miss J, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Everybody say hi to Miss J. Miss J was really influential in my life because she was one of those hard teachers that didn't give praise unless it was earned. She didn't care if you had a disability. She didn't care about anybody's situation. If you played yourself, then she cared and she just gave you feedback. When I went into my freshman year, I wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't want anything to do with writing or anything. But she said, Lexi, you have a gift and you need to share it with the world. And she really truly touched me because she believed in me. She believed that I could do something different. And that was the first ever teacher that pushed me to be a better me.
Helping those who may be less fortunate can help a teen to feel satisfied.
Because we can be able to walk and remember and learn and go to college, whereas other people can't do that because they have some disorder.
It's not his fault, he doesn't realize what's going on, and she just works really hard to make everyone else understand.
I guess it just makes me realize how fortunate that I am. That he's not gonna be going to college. So in terms of him getting a job, then it does limit him more.
Helping those who cannot experience life in the same way as you may help you and them to accept limitations and help each other grow.
And then you have to accept what you can't do. Like in the end, if you are physically handicapped, there's definitely, you don't even kid yourself that you can overcome every obstacle. Definitely just accept your limits, and then and then also accept what you can do and branch out from there.
In this video, we've discussed disabilities, understanding a disabled student, why those with disabilities are called special, and special education. Thanks for watching Real Life Teens.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any questions regarding myself, I would gladly answer them. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.